please remember to leave a like, a comment, share the video about, and if you haven't already, subscribe. Thank you. Well, isn't this just fantastic? Captain's Log, subdates 230727.9. As we're nearing the end of the month, we've got our entire NPC crew doing routine maintenance and acting like utter divs on TikTok. With the promise of dog treats, they will do anything. And we make $2,000 per person. Big win. Welcome everyone to the exhibition of stupid people. Today we're going to start with a continuation of a video from Monday concerning the NPCs of TikTok, where I had speculated what they do is they use a ring light with their iPhone clamped in the middle and just sit in an armchair in the corner of a room. Exhibit A should now serve as suitable evidence that I was right.
Roses. Thank you, Jose, for the roses. Thank you for the ice cream. Woo! You got me feeling like a cowgirl. Thank you. Welcome to the live. Thank you for the roses. Gang gang, gang gang, gang gang, gang gang. Welcome.
Who's white business, bro?
Thank you, Jose, for the roses. Thank you. Woo! You got me feeling like a cowgirl. Woo! Welcome. Gang gang, gang gang. Welcome to the live.
All right, we done. We ain't gonna keep doing this.
Man,
What?
For the past hour, I made $2,000
$2,000
doing this. Yes.
You lying?
I'm serious.
My favourite part of that video is the guy holding the camera cannot believe what he is watching, and the fact that she comes over to say, look, we're making money here, as if it isn't on the face of it one of the, well, most intriguing ways of going about making money. Am I the only person that thinks that the whole cam whore novelty from years ago has just been reduced down to its simplest version yet, in the form of NPC, which can also be argued to be a form of PG entertainment, right? Because person is real life, rocking backwards and forwards with their hands vaguely moving and reacting to the bits thrown at them. How exciting. I do sincerely hope, that the interruption from your loved one did not in any way harm your profit margin for the day. One must maintain the facade of professionalism at all times, while dressed up as Spider Booty. We've got to make sure you can afford additional web fluid, although if you ask him nicely, he can web shoot on your face. Later. While you spend the $2,000 I believe some of these NPCs make per stream, you can buy him something he really likes. I don't know. What do men really like when they're the not breadwinner? Do they like chocolate? No? Oh, what about like a nifty t-shirt with writing on that says something like, not worth a cork, you're a screw top at best? Shameless self-promotion here, everyone. Let's move on before I start to say anything else inappropriate about NPC memes while being incredibly jealous that I can't make $2,000 for an hour-long stream. So next I want to show you a video of the UK police proving their worth as the cringiest, most embarrassing law enforcement in the world. Because our police have powers lesser than that of the basic civilian, the oik, the pleb, although you could argue they have so few actual powers they may as well not be considered human, because their human rights appear to be non-existent as well. UK police are such a joke. They enable all the wrong things, indulge in all the wrong things, no donuts here folks, and then when they go to arrest somebody, they fail at it fundamentally. Here is another one of those Exhibit A moments. A moment situation type of deal, to best demonstrate the inadequacies of the UK police force. Although this could be a Poe, I figure let's share because sharing is caring. No. There are a number of things wrong with this video. The first thing, 2 female officers incapable of subduing 1 man. Okay. The second, when someone says you run like a girl, it is not a compliment. Trying to keep up with them is not the point of a chase, a pursuit. This was originally tweeted out by Leo Curse, who said, how many British police thems does it take to arrest an unarmed man? More than 2, apparently. We have no context as to why this man was being arrested, pursued, so I don't know exactly what was going on. All I know is he was clearly wearing the right footwear for a light jog to get away from them, and nobody was willing to help the police officers in subduing this gentleman, because if they had, they also would have been arrested. Not even a joke. The police would have actually prioritized those assisting them, and it couldn't have been a man because that's benevolent sexism. So next we're going to respond to a video that was shared on Twitter by a whole number of people, more health conscious individuals. And the reason why is because the video itself, while deriving from TikTok, which is what I typically respond to on Omegon 2 and on Rumble, is a bit peculiar. The context of this is that Alan Roberts on Twitter had made comments in a response to an individual called Samira Cambrielle. Samira didn't appreciate Alan's commentary about her, where Alan had said trying to laugh off the truth makes you the joke. If you want to discuss, you should unblock me. Speaking of me while avoiding interaction with me makes you appear very weak. And there's a point to that, because if you want to criticize somebody who's criticizing you, but then block them from criticizing you in the first place, which if anything just makes it worse, you look even more fragile. But there is a validation for it, and that's what I want to talk about now.
Thank you for confirming what this has always been about. Power. This tweet illustrates the motivations of such hate that attempts to protect this fragile and vulnerable concept of power.
The correct way of framing your sentence would be power over my echo chamber. Alan has made his points quite clear against you and many of your kind that promote body positivity and fat acceptance, lowering beauty standards to its lowest common denominator to a point where it is unsustainable and enables people to go down paths of extreme gluttony, to look, act, and behave like they are in perpetual sickness, afflicted with a case of severe IBS. And I don't mean irritable bowels, but that is a consequence of it. No, I mean internet bullshittery.
Perceived power. And the maintenance of this perceived power comes through trying to make others feel powerless. In this case, to make fat people feel powerless.
You may have gone to Harvard, but I still consider you a pseudo-intellectual. It is not about making someone feel powerless, although if you are already that large, you are powerless, because you haven't got any self-control. If you had any control, you would have power. See, you may have had the choice, made the choice, the concerted choice, and effort perhaps, which you might consider a form of power, to accept your body the way it is, while the rest of the lowly plebs look at it and go, bitch, no, put the Twinkie down.
Many people wonder why I even choose to engage with people like him, like Candace Owens. It's because I want to make sure that other fat people know that they do not have to tolerate negative comments about their body.
You do realize how factually incorrect you are, right? At this point, do you even know how to internet? You see, the thing with the internet is, it's wonderful for this, and society at large. Humanity is incredibly judgmental. You say, but fat people don't have to tolerate it. Actually, you do. It's just whether or not you're willing to listen to it. You don't get a say on that, because it turns out another form of perceived power is the one where you have functions to block it out, to protect the earlier mentioned echo chamber. This level of snowflakery is quite tragic. And I hate that I'm having to use antiquated language to make the point, but people who push such dangerous ideas have to be called out for it, and if you refuse to listen, that's okay, because I'm still going to call you out regardless of if you listen or not.
Now, as I and other fat people continue to be successful and happy, I'm sure some people will be very mad about it. But as we say, class, when I'm happy, they're mad. And when they're mad, class dismissed.
You do realize on the face of it, this whole "and when they mad, class dismissed" kind of thing, it's not some mic drop magnanimous response, because Alan isn't the one that's angry, you are. In his videos, he's very calm in how he articulates his counterpoints to how unproductive, reductive, how pointless, how silly the ideas espoused by people like yourself are, dangerous as well, by the way. Which means that actually, if anyone's mad, it's the person responding in a more emotive manner. Unless, of course, you think that anyone responding to anything you say, regardless of how calm they are, is an indicator of anger at you because you fat. Which isn't why people respond, it's actually the ideas. It's just coincidental that you also happen to be the very thing you are trying so desperately to protect, as some kind of protected class. A bit gauche at this point, don't you think? Anyway, moving on.
Well, I brought you a little gift because I know you love hot dogs, so...
Yeah, here's some hot dogs for you. Yeah, here's some hot dogs, Mo. I know you love that. You love pork, right? There you go. I know you like those hot dogs, Mo. They're pretty good, aren't they? Come on.
Hey, Mo!
Come on, Mo. Pick up one of those dogs.
Mo, smoke him!
Pick up one of those dogs.
Hey, smoke him, Mo! Go for hot dogs!
Yeah, Mo, what are you trying to do? We're about to fight, dog. I'm not scared.
Lines have been crossed.
Yeah. Well, I think those are...
Alex Stein was meant to be fighting Mo Dean on a Misfits boxing event last weekend. The press conference, though, descended into chaos. Alex Stein caused a bit of outrage by rising to his feet, turning to his opponent, as you heard, and saying, "I brought you a little gift because I know you love hot dogs." He then threw sausages from a container at Mo Dean, who happens to be Muslim. Sausages are typically made of pork. This is haram. Stein continued to mock his opponent by saying, "I know you love that. You love pork, right?" Misfits responded by removing Stein from the card, which was then confirmed by Stein, who shared the message, which read, "At the press conference, you threw sausages that were believed to be pork meat at Mr. Mohammed Kuba, aka Mo Dean. The fight caused the destruction of the press conference stage. You put the name and reputation of Misfits Boxing, its shareholders and its partners into disrepute." He didn't throw hot dogs though, or pork, as many believed. He actually threw turkey sausages, which was, quite the swerve. I know, one must respect people's religious practices and cultures. Typically not something you did to in boxing. I've seen someone mock someone else for perceived sexuality, which is of course not exactly the smartest of moves. It puts bums in seats though, especially when you get someone so angry they don't even know that what was thrown was, turkey. Mo Dean later actually backed up the claim by saying, "I'm heartbroken because my fight is getting cancelled because of someone else's actions. I'm not getting the chance to smash this guy's face in. They found out it was not pork, it was chicken or whatever. So that's calm. As long as it wasn't pork, it's not that deep. The reaction says otherwise. But I am glad to an extent that you've agreed it wasn't pork you were sullied with. And no, I'm not going to mock someone for their religious practices. I'm just going to tell everyone repeatedly, bacon is amazing, Lincolnshire sausages are too. Stick them in a butty and it's fantastic. It's banging, mate."